Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it. It is Real Talk Insurance with Ryan. I know you've been anticipating this very next episode. We are at episode 3 already. Can you believe it? You're already on your way to being one of the elite insurance agents here in the U.S. And I bet it feels pretty dang good that you've got the actionable steps in order to be successful. We're going to keep building on that today. Hopefully you're not taking today off. As I mentioned, Friday is a money-making day. Loans close today. And you're part of that loan process. So today's your day to make money, cash in. So hopefully the pipeline is full today and you've got a busy day of binding deals, which is what we love. So let's kind of recap what we've talked about over the last 2 weeks. If you have not watched the first 2 episodes, you're not ready for this episode. So go binge watch the first 2 and let's catch up to this. You've got a lot of work to do, a lot of work to catch up on. Your LinkedIn is set up correctly. You've got your mortgage broker network up and running. Now you've had 2 weeks of LinkedIn daily 50s, your messages, your phone calls, your visits, your 2 sessions per week. Now you've been sending out your Monday morning emails. Now you've been doing research to set up your continuing education class for property and casualty. Talk about flood insurance in that class. A lot of different topics that you can teach realtors, which is good for everybody. Getting your mortgage brokers involved, which they love. You've also checked out sites like ClickFunnels to get your clue pages up and running. That is an easy thing, guys. Don't overcomplicate that. Some people reached out to me asking questions, and that's okay. I like the questions, but don't overcomplicate the clue report system. That is easy, and your mortgage brokers will eat it up when you're offering that and branding that to their realtors. So actionable steps, guys. Actionable steps to make you an authority figure in the insurance industry with your mortgage network and real estate network, which is imperative. That's where the best leads come from. That's where the ones that close come from, where the clients come from that stay on the books. It's always important to remember we are competing with the internet, guys, and the internet is instantaneous. And although it can't provide the level of intimacy with a sale that you can, as we know, there's a portion of the population that prefers to buy that way. So that's what we're competing against every day. So one thing that I missed last week that I did want to touch on this week, and this is very important. It's probably the most important thing when it comes to the mortgage broker network and your referral network as a whole. If you're going to win business one way with mortgage brokers, it's going to be being Johnny on the spot. You have got to be Johnny on the spot. When you get a referral, you need to be all over it, like white on rice. You cannot wait days, even hours to get back to a prospect when it's been referred over to you. You need to be Johnny on the spot. That is how you will win business. If you don't do anything else, you don't do the CE class, you don't do the clue report pages, you don't even go to see your mortgage brokers. If anything else, you're going to be Johnny on the spot and you're going to get to those leads fast. You're going to be fast to quote. You're going to be fast to get those deals bound up, and you're going to be fast to get those evidences of insurance over to your mortgage broker. You're going to be Johnny on the spot. So if all else, if you don't want to do anything else, you're going to be fast, you're going to be quick, you're going to be efficient, and you're going to know your crap. You're going to know the coverages, and we're going to talk about that today. It's going to be very important. So episode 3 of Real Talk Insurance with Ryan is how to take an application. This is where a sale is lost, and this is where a sale is won. This is where you establish 3 things. It's my Jordan Belfort's. We're going to talk a little bit about Jordan Belfort's Straight Line Persuasion seminar today. I'm going to integrate some of what he says into insurance because it equates, guys. It equates. I've been doing it for years, and it works very well. A lot of agents that I've trained have studied the Straight Line Persuasion seminar and have really integrated that into their process, and it works. So if you have not seen the Straight Line Persuasion seminar, I absolutely recommend that you check that out. It's a little slow in the beginning. It takes a couple of episodes to get up and running, but once it starts cranking, the information is invaluable. So 3 principles that Jordan talks about in the Straight Line Persuasion seminar, which we then translate over to taking an application when you get mortgage broker leads. One is being sharp as a tack, right? I'm snappy, I'm efficient, I'm quick. I know what I'm talking about. Sharp as a tack. I know this business. I know you're getting a mortgage. I know that process. I know what you're going through. Let's make the insurance easy. Let's make it quick. Let's make it simple. Let's get you covered correctly, and let's get you on your way to buying that house. It's an emotional sale for that person. So sharp as a tack. The next thing that you're going to be is enthusiastic as hell. Insurance is not exciting. People don't expect an exciting experience when they're getting insurance. But you know what? Their interaction does not have to be boring. You can be passionate about what you're doing, and that translates over the phone or over video, however it is that you're going to be presenting to your prospects. Be enthusiastic, guys. Enjoy the insurance industry. Enjoy the technologies that are coming out and the coverages that you can offer, and be excited that you can explain them, because the funny thing about insurance is nobody really knows what it covers. The normal population doesn't understand insurance. So you have a secret, and share that secret and be excited about it. The last thing and I've already alluded to, the third point is going to be, being an authority figure. Being an authority figure is huge. Present yourself as an authority figure in insurance. Look, here's why John Smith Mortgage Company refers over to me. Here's why. Let me tell you why real quick. And here's what I do, and here's what I offer, blah, blah, blah. Short and sweet. Don't go on for 20 minutes. So, again, Johnny on the spot is what we're going to be with our leads every single day. I don't care if it's a Saturday, if it's a Sunday, if it's a night. Wow, you're a mortgage broker. I can't tell you how many times I'd get a 10:03 at 10 o'clock at night, and I'd have that quote back at 10:30. I mean, you're going to wow your mortgage brokers with that, and they're going to continually send you business. Same thing with their processors. That's what they want. So make sure that you're Johnny on the spot with that. So let's talk about taking an application and developing immediate and efficient, effective rapport with your prospect without being too lengthy, without being on the phone too long. You've got to realize your your sales cycle in insurance is very short. These are short sales. You're not the real estate agent. You're not developing a long-standing relationship with this person where you're going to be working with them for the next 2-3 months. You're going to sell this deal and 5 others today. So you've got to respect your time, and you've got to know how to develop immediate, effective rapport and gets the job done, which separates you again from the internet opportunities that people could go buy insurance through. It separates it. So you've got to make the interaction effective. You've got to make it where you can translate your knowledge. You've got to make it worth their time, but you've got to make it quick, guys. Don't drag it on. And that is the one mistake I see on a regular basis from insurance agents. They drown on and on and on about this, that, and the other, and before they know it, they've been on the phone with the prospect for an hour. That is too long. I don't care who it is. I don't care if they buy or don't buy. That is too long. So, developing immediate rapport. No more than 3-4 minutes, guys. Find something to relate to your prospect with, right? Match tonality, match mood. If they're talking fast, you talk fast. If they're talking slow, talk a little bit slower. If they talk with a drawl, maybe, don't be cheesy about it, but, throw a little southern y'all in there from time to time. It makes people feel comfortable. It makes people feel like they're talking to a friend, which is what they want. See where their phone number's from. Maybe it's from Dallas. Oh my God, I love Dallas. Are you from Dallas? My best friend lives there now. I was there last month. It's super hot out there. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Let them talk about themselves a little bit. Let them talk about, oh yeah, Dallas is great. I miss it so much. Blah, blah, blah. 3-4 minutes. Don't let them talk about their cat for an hour. Don't let them talk about the juniper bushes that they just planted and their plans for the future with their juniper bushes. Don't let them talk about the government or aliens, for the next 45 minutes. That does not make you money. What we're going to do is we're going to develop that immediate, effective rapport by, again, relating to something that you already know. Again, their phone number, where they might be from, their name. Oh my God, it's my best friend's name. That's so funny that you said that. Blah, blah, blah. 3 minutes. Easily relatable stuff. Makes it feel comfortable. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get them on the straight line. And again, we go back to Jordan Belfort's principles, the straight line persuasion seminar. We don't let them drift off into la la land talking about whatever it is that, that they want to talk about. No. We're going to bring them back to getting the application because we need to get the information, right? So let's talk about taking an application, and this is where the sale is won. This is very, very important. Insurance agents don't do this well, and that's why they don't sell business. And this is why I sold business, and this is why the people that I trained sold a lot of business, because they're good at it. Now, there's a couple ways to take an application. Obviously, email and text. Some people are just going to send the info that way, and that's okay. Let them do what they're going to do. Let people buy the way they want to buy. That's important. But if you get the chance to get on the phone with somebody like we're talking about, that is your time to shine, guys. It is your time to prove why they're not clicking the mouse and working with an internet company or working with some other Joe Schmo down the street. This is why they're working with the best. They're working with you. So what you're going to do is after you develop your immediate rapport, now it's time to start jumping into the application questions, but you're going to do it in a very eloquent way. These people are buying homes. They're excited. It's an emotional sale for them. So, hey, John, tell me about the house that you're buying. And you're not just going to leave it open-ended that way. You're going to lead them down the path of the questions that you need. Don't start letting them go down the path of telling you about the house for information that you can look up on Zillow, right? The square footage. Oh, tell me about it. Is it a 2-story? Don't do that. You have all that information. Don't do that. So, hey, John, tell me about the new house you're buying. What about updates? The roof, the furnace, the electrical. Tell me about that stuff. That's the stuff that I need to know about. Oh, man, it's got a brand new roof and they just put in a new furnace, new AC. Oh, cool. Perfect. Oh, those are great. It's going to get you discounts on your homeowner's insurance. That's fantastic. Oh, it's a tile roof, you say? That's great. I love that. Tell me about the basement. Is it finished? Oh, perfect. What percentage would you say it's finished? 90%? The little storage room in there? Oh, perfect. That makes sense. Tell me, is it granite? The cabinets. Tell me about, are they custom? Get a good feel for the finishes so that when you're doing the replacement cost estimate, or you have a really good idea of what kind of finishes it are. Sometimes it's hard to tell in the pictures if it's, it's still builder's grade granite, or is this like upgraded? It's got marble. Ask those questions. So you go through the items on the house. Now, here's a big mistake that agents make. They don't cross-sell the auto. I will never understand why you're not going to cross-sell the auto. You are not a budget insurance agent. You're not an order taker. You don't do standalone homes. Stop writing standalone homes. It's bad for your book. Standalone homes don't stick. It's easy for someone to take their standalone home to the next lowest price tomorrow. And as we know as insurance agents, the more policies that a client has with us, the more likely it is they're going to stay, because it's a pain in the ass to move your insurance. So cross-sell the auto, guys. Cross-sell the auto. You got to get very, very good at cross-selling the auto. And it's a script that I used to use, and it used to work like a charm. You're not going to ask if they want to quote their auto. You're going to assume that they're going to quote their auto, and then you're going to think it's weird if they give you pushback. So what I used to do is once I'm done with the home, I've got everything I need, I say, hey, John, question for you. Who's your auto insurance with currently? Oh, I'm with Geico right now. Oh, perfect. Why don't we take a look at that while we're at it? What kind of cars are you guys driving? I'm not even going to ask if they want me to quote their insurance. I'm going to jump right into, hey, tell me about your cars. What kind of cars do you have? Cool. 2008 Acura? Perfect. 2015 Mercedes? Awesome. Let me grab your driver's license. Go ahead and pull that out of your wallet. I'll grab that number. What about your wife's? Do you need to text her to grab that? Oh, you do? Okay, perfect. I'll text you my number right now. You can just shoot that over to me, or maybe she can just fire over a picture of that. Tell me about the coverages you have. Just jump right in, guys. Don't be afraid to cross-sell the auto. That it's crazy to me that people do that. If you are smooth with that transition, you will hardly ever get pushback. 1 out of 20 will give you pushback. The other 19 will not give you pushback because it's just an assumed thing. And again, people don't really know about insurance, but we all know as insurance agents that you're doing right by your client by having the home and auto in the same place, or at least with the same brokerage, so that we know all the risk involved, right? So then you get the auto stuff, right? Hey, let's take a look at that while we're at it. What kind of cars are you driving? Get very good at that script. That script is very, very important. Then we jump into the scheduled property, which is what people miss a lot. I see agents miss the scheduled property quite a bit. Not only are you doing your client a disservice, but this is an E&O issue on your side. You want to get very, very good at talking about scheduled property and why it's important. Hey, John, you said you were married. I'm sure your wife has a pretty nice wedding ring. Am I correct? Yeah. Well, you probably want to cover that for loss or mysterious disappearance, do you not? I do. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go on vacation, you have a couple cocktails, she drops it in the sand, vacation ruined. Well, now you're covered for loss or mysterious disappearance, and you're not subject to a deductible. So we're going to go ahead and schedule that. What about any artwork, any guns, any collectibles, anything like that, any furs? Make sure you get that scheduled property and get it insured correctly, right? Now, I did miss something and I want to go back real quick. What I like to do when I'm talking about the home policy and I'm getting that information is I like to do what I call teeing myself up. It's teeing myself up for a dunk. So what I do is I like to lean on the personal liability because nobody ever knows what personal liability is. So I kind of tell people how I quote. Hey, John, I quoted $500,000 in personal liability. I like to max that out, and here's why. Do you know what personal liability covers? And it's okay if you don't. Most people have no clue what that is. No, Ryan, I have no idea what that is. Let me tell you what it is. And I'm going to spout off the definition because I know it, and I'm sharp as a tack, and I'm enthusiastic as hell. John, it's any harm you could do to another person or any damage you could do to somebody else's property, both on and off premise of the home. Does that make sense? So your kid goes over to his friend's house, actually shoots Johnny in the face with a paintball gun, then his parents come back and sue you, your personal liability is going to kick in and pay for that. Or you're on the ski slopes and you accidentally put somebody into a tree on accident. You're not a very good skier, you're kind of clumsy. That person turns around and sues you for $1 million. Your personal liability is going to kick in and pay for that. Now, with that being said, what did I just do? I just teed up an umbrella policy, right? Because I'm only able to max it out at $500K on the home policy. So now we need to talk about an umbrella. Because if that instance happens, you put a surgeon into a tree and he sues you for $1.5 million because he can't work for a year, and he wins that lawsuit, and you only have $500K of personal liability in your home policy. Where's the other $1 million coming from? It's coming from an umbrella. And so now I've teed up the umbrella policy, and here's why I recommended it. It's super reasonably priced. It's like $250. You know, it's a no-brainer, John. You're going to want that. Let's make sure that we're covered correctly. And not only that, it goes over the autos as well. So we like that. So now what we've done is we've gotten the home, we've cross-sold the auto, we've teed up the umbrella, and we've got the jewelry. Now I will say this: I never sold life insurance. That wasn't my gig. I take the Gary Keller approach. I do one thing, I do it very, very well. For those of you that do life insurance, now would be your time to cross-sell the life insurance. Make sure that, again, the transition is smooth. These people are buying homes. They need life insurance. It's a natural transition. So make sure that you're getting that as well. Now, once you have all of the information, it's important to let the client know how the next steps are going to go in your sales process. Here's what I'm going to do, John. I'm going to shop it through all 15 of my carriers, and I'm going to do that here in the next 30 minutes. I'm going to have these quotes over to you in about an hour. Do you want me to call you to get these done, or would you rather me send you a video of what I did to have you review, and then we can lock this up? What would be better for you? Now, what I did there is I gave the client buying options, but I'm assuming the sale. Do you want me to call you to lock this down, or do you want me to send you a video and let you check out what I've done, which I'll talk about in a minute how we're going to do that, and then we'll lock it down that way. Which one works best for you? Make sure you listen to the prospect. Me, myself, I don't want that guy calling me back. Send me the quotes. We develop rapport. You seem knowledgeable. I'm going to watch your video. If it looks good, we're good to go. All right? And you're on, and you get the mortgage broker what they need, blah, blah, blah. So, last thing we're going to talk about today is how you're presenting quotes. I cannot stand how insurance agents present quotes these days. It has not changed in 10 years. You're going to sit there and you're going to type out your email, or you're going to copy and paste this long script that you've pre-written, and you change this and you change that, and then you attach the quotes and you send it off. Nobody reads it. Nobody reads it. So I want to present to you 2 ways that you could do this differently. Okay, and listen to your prospect. This is very important. So I use Zoom for almost everything. Zoom is amazing. If you can meet your prospect initially on this call over Zoom, that is amazing. Because what you can do on Zoom is you can share your screen. So when you're taking the applications on Zoom, and if you're an independent, you're bridging. So you're putting it into EasyLinks or whatever system that you use, and you're bridging to the carriers. What a neat thing to engage your prospect and say, while you're typing in the info, hey John, let's just bridge this right now. Bang. And you're going to let them watch you bridge it to the carriers, pull the rates back. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got here. Man, it looks like Nationwide's coming back really well on this one. How's your driving record? Let me ask you that, because they allow this, that, and the other. Know your underwriting guidelines, right? If you're an independent, know your underwriting guidelines. No, you have 3 tickets? That won't work. I'll pull your MVR just to make sure, but I don't think that'll work. Or, you don't have any tickets? That's perfect. Look at Nationwide. Their rates, we're already beating your auto rate by $200 a month. That's exciting. So let them watch the bridge. If they can't be on the phone or they don't want to do a Zoom, that's okay. What you're going to do is, after you take the application over the phone, like we just talked about, you're going to get the quotes done. Then you're going to record a Zoom. And the nice thing about Zoom when you screen record is you can annotate. So you can shoot them that quick video in half the time that would have taken you to type out your little message. Now you showed them a video of the quotes with you highlighting things. Hey, here's the dwelling coverage is at. I added 50% on top, so you've got a total dwelling amount of this. Doesn't that make sense? Here's the $500K in liability we spoke about. Here's the umbrella, covered the jewelry, got water sewer backup for the finished basement. I bumped up your auto limits to $250, $500 because the price is so good. It's a no-brainer. It's more coverage for you. You qualify for the umbrella then. You do that in a really quick minute screen record, minute and a half, and you fire that off to them, you're gonna separate yourself from all these other agents that are, again, typing out the email, attach the quote, maybe they read it, maybe they don't. I'm not reading it. I don't care about insurance that much if I'm a consumer. So again, a couple quick tips on how to present those quotes in a way that's gonna make sense. So as a whole, what we've done again is we've established rapport, but not too much rapport with our client. That application should not take more than 10 minutes, period. If you're going through the whole thing, 10 minutes at the most. You developed rapport, you got the information, you conveyed the fact that you are knowledgeable and you are an authority figure in your field. I know my stuff, right? Be able to rattle off those coverages. You got to know your coverages, guys, or else you're drowning. And then from there, we're getting the quotes back quickly because time is of the essence. Lock that sale down, all right? So that is developing immediate rapport, taking an application. Make sure you practice. Make sure you get really good at it. I promise this is where the sale is made. This is where the sale is made, guys. There's 1,000 agents selling your product right across the street. So this is where the sale is made. You want to be better, faster, more efficient, know your stuff. So next week, we are going to talk about, well, let me think here. We want to talk about next week quoting. We want to get very, very fast and efficient at quoting. I cannot tell you how many times I see agents that do unnecessary steps in quoting. Stop wasting your time. And mine's going to be geared toward the independent channel because that's what I know. I'm assuming the captive is pretty easy. Independents have a lot more of a process to go through. You got to know your underwriting guidelines. You got to know this company takes this, that company takes that. So we're going to run through how to do a quote more effectively, more efficiently so that you can breeze through. We're also going to talk about quick quotes with your mortgage brokers, because that's something that will come up quite often. And so we want to make sure we address that. So make sure you send me comments. Make sure you put them in the thread here. I want to know how your conversations are going with your mortgage brokers. Trust me, there's not an objection that I have not overcome and heard. So put your objections that your mortgage brokers are giving you when you go to see them, and I'll tell you how to overcome them. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Episode 4 will be out next week. Again, we'll talk about quoting. We'll talk about overcoming some of those mortgage broker objections. And again, we'll talk about how to handle quick quotes and how to follow up on that. And I'm also going to throw in a tidbit on how to utilize your mortgage broker as a resource to sell more deals for you, which is great. So again, have a great weekend. I hope you find value and you're well on your way to being an elite insurance agent. Talk soon. Thanks.